In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 powerful Procreate tools that can really change the way you draw. And for each tool, I'll explain what it does, why it's helpful, and when to use it. So let's get started. First of all, layers. They are the backbone of your digital art workflow. You can look at them as clear sheets of paper stacked on top of each other. And each sheet can contain a different part of your drawing. Layers can keep your artwork organized. Instead of having your sketch and line art and colors and shadows all mixed together, you can separate them on different layers. This means that you can adjust your line art without affecting the colors underneath. You can change the colors completely without touching the sketch or line art layer. You can turn parts on and off to test different ideas, like with or without background, with or without effects. And you can fix mistakes in one area instead of redoing a whole piece. Now, especially for beginners, layers remove a lot of fear. You don't have to be scared to try something bold or crazy because you can just put it on a new layer and hide it or delete it if it doesn't work. So here are some examples of when you can make handy use of layers. For instance, when drawing characters, you can have one layer for your sketch, one for clean lines, one for flat colors, one for shading, and one for highlights, for example. Or when designing a scene, separate layers for foreground, midground, background, and effects like fog or light rays. And when experimenting, of course, trying out different hair colors, outfits, or lighting options on new layers without damaging the original. So layers give structure. They help you work like a professional, clean, flexible, non-destructive. And instead of locking yourself into decisions too early, you can keep everything open and adjustable. That makes the whole drawing process way more relaxed and enjoyable. The Brush Studio is where you create and customize the brushes that you draw and paint with in Procreate. Everyone draws differently. Some people press very lightly, some press really hard. Some like super smooth lines, and others love a rough texture. And default brush in Procreate might feel almost right, but just not perfect. And the Brush Studio lets you adjust how the brush responds to your pressure, making your stroke more opaque or more thick. Or you can control how much texture or grain appears in your shading. You can play around with the jitter of your brush or the colors. And you can create very specific brushes for things like hair, grass, clouds, fabric, or skin. I would recommend checking out the video that I have linked in the description if you want to learn more about creating your own brushes in Procreate. And instead of fighting the brush, you tune it until it feels comfortable and predictable for you. That makes drawing smoother and more natural. For example, you can use the Brush Studio when you notice your line art is shaky or wobbly. You can create or tweak a brush to make it smoother and slightly stabilize the brush. Or when you want soft painterly shading, you can adjust a brush to blend softly with pressure, for instance. Or if you want the texture of a brush to be more visible, or if you want your brush to give more random colors. And this really makes a difference because once your brushes are tailored to you, your lines and your strokes look more intentional and confident. You spend less mental energy wrestling with tools and more on your creativity. Quick Shape helps you turn rough hand-drawn shapes into perfect clean shapes. Drawing a perfectly round circle or a perfectly straight line freehand is really hard. Even tiny inaccuracies can make a design look a bit off. And Quick Shape solves that by snapping your rough shape into a clean version. This keeps your designs from looking wobbly or uneven. It makes your composition more solid and balanced, and it helps with anything that needs precision. This tool is super handy to use when drawing architecture like windows, doors, buildings, rooftops, tiles, signs, or if you simply want to add a perfect moon or planet to your illustration. Quick Shape saves time and instantly gives your artwork a more professional feel. Instead of fiddling with shapes and constantly correcting, you get clean results in one move. The selection tool lets you only edit a certain part and nothing else. Normally, if one eye is slightly off or a hand is too small, You might think you have to redraw everything. With the selection tool, you can grab just the eye and move it a little higher, for example, or select the hand and scale it slightly bigger. You can isolate a piece of hair and reshape it, or select something that you want to duplicate. The possibilities are endless. You get very precise control over where your edits happen. That keeps you from erasing large sections and losing good work. The selection tool is handy to use for portraits, for instance, shifting facial features slightly to improve the proportions, or for background elements, moving a tree or a building, or whatever you need to move to improve the composition. And another super handy feature of the selection tool is that once you have a selection, you can only paint inside that selection. So the selection tool turns oh no, I messed up a moment into, okay, let's just adjust this. And you stay in the problem solving mode instead of panic mode. And I think that makes you more willing to just experiment and refine your work. Now, just a quick little note, if you really feel like you want to master all of these tools, then I would recommend to go and check out my Patreon page, because there I have more than 250 Procreate tutorials, and we are definitely using these tools in those tutorials. And of course, you can only master them when using them, and I will totally help you with that. So I will leave a little link for you down in the description if you want to go and check that out. But now let's continue with the next tool. Masks are all about control and safety. They let you change how things look without destroying what's there, what's underneath. And there are two types of masks. You have layer masks and clipping masks. A layer mask hides part of a layer instead of erasing them. That means that you can erase things and then bring them back if you change your mind. And you can refine shapes gradually rather than committing too quickly. And a clipping mask makes sure everything you paint stays inside the shape of the layer below. That means your shading won't spill outside of a character silhouette, for example, and your textures stay perfectly inside clothing or objects, and you don't need to be hyper precise with every stroke at the edge. Instances in which you can use these masks are, for example, when adding shadows and highlights to a character or object. You can use clipping masks so all the shading stays inside the base color shapes. You can use it for refining edges, softening hair edges, or adjusting the contour of a face with a layer mask. You can use it for adding texture, grain, fabric patterns, scratches, dirt, glitter, all neatly inside shapes. Or for color corrections, adjusting a hue or brightness of just one object using a mask. This makes such a difference because masks let you be bold and experimental. You can always dial things back, so your work stays clean and your corrections are reversible. And I think that that's a workflow that supports growth and exploration. Blend modes change how one layer interacts with the colors on the layers underneath. Instead of painting every light and shadow fully by hand, picking your own colors, blend modes simulate how light behaves. Multiply makes colors darker, which is great for shadows. Screen and add brighten and create glowing effects. And overlay deepens contrast and makes colors richer and more intense. It allows you to stack simple colors and let the math of the blend mode create complex results for you, which is very powerful. Now, the blending modes I mentioned are the ones I use most often, but I would highly recommend just playing around with the others as well. So you can use these blend modes for cell shading, have a flat shadow layer set to multiply over your base colors, or for magic effects, glowing spells, neon signs, magical particles, using add or screen. You can use it for dramatic lighting, overlay warm or cool tones on top of your piece to change the mood, or for light sources like lanterns, candles, phones, windows, or sunbeams with a soft glow. So this way, blending modes can quickly take a flat-looking image and give it depth and atmosphere. You get more of a wow effect with relatively little extra work. This is one of the fastest ways to level up the look of your art. These are your speed tools for coloring. ColorDrop lets you fill a closed area with a single drag and drop of your color. Combined with a reference layer, you can keep your line art on top and crisp. You can fill colors on separate layers underneath, guided by the line art's boundaries. And you can change colors later without redrawing everything. So situations in which it is handy to use this feature are for character design, for example, filling in skin, hair, clothing, accessories, all quickly. You can use it for any design that has clear edges or line art, or for coloring pages, of course. Coloring can be very time consuming, and ColorDrop and Reference Layers turn it into a fast, efficient step so you can spend more time on other stuff. These features make Procreate feel fluid and responsive to your hands. When you use gestures, your fingers become shortcuts. So 2-finger tap is undoing, 3-finger tap, redoing. Holding your canvas lets you pick the color that is there, and there are loads more. I would highly recommend watching this video with 100 tips for Procreate. And even more powerful is the QuickMenu. It lets you bring up a small radial menu with your favorite tools. And you can set it up in the menu here when you go to the wrench and then to Prefs and then to Gesture Controls. And then here you see QuickMenu, and here you can decide how you want your QuickMenu to show up. So in this case, it's holding the little square and tapping the Apple Pencil. So that goes like this. And then you can set different actions to each button over here, or you can tap here and load another quick menu. You can have multiple quick menus. So this means you're not constantly opening side menus or hunting for options. Repetitive actions become more automatic this way, and your hands and your eyes can stay on the artwork and not on the interface. So situations in which you can use this are, for example, when you are sketching, doing fast sketching, constantly undoing and redoing and color picking while staying in the flow. You can use it for line art. You have quick access to the eraser, the brush, or the selection tool, move and transform, whatever you like. You can use it for rendering, jumping between your brush and the smudge tool or the eyedropper and layers super quickly. And it makes such a great difference because when your tools respond instantly, your brain can stay focused on creativity rather than navigation. The whole experience becomes more like a traditional drawing where you're not thinking about the software all the time. The transform tool lets you reshape, move, resize, and bend parts of your drawing. It's very normal to notice smaller proportion issues after you've already done a lot of work. And the transform tool lets you enlarge or shrink specific parts, rotate something slightly, distort an object to fit the perspective, or centering an object by using snapping. This means you can fix problems after they appear instead of feeling like you must start over. For instance, you can use it for anatomy, making hands slightly bigger, adjusting head size, changing the tilt of the face. For perspective, aligning windows, doors, or objects to the vanishing points. And you can use it for compositions, moving an entire character, for instance, slightly left or right to balance your image. And so the transform tool gives you the power to correct and refine at any stage. It gives you freedom to sketch loosely and worry less about perfection at the first pass, because you know you can always adjust things later. Adjustments are your polishing tools. They help you control light, color, contrast, and overall mood. Instead of repainting parts of your image, you can use adjustments to add blur in the background so the focus stays on your character. You can boost or soften colors to match the feeling you want. So warm, cool, dramatic, calm. You can add glow to bright areas to make them feel more magical or realistic. And you can add noise or texture to unify different areas so they feel like one cohesive piece. And effects like curves, bloom, hue saturation, and Gaussian blur allow big changes with very small actions. You can use these adjustments in the finishing phase when your drawing is done, but you want it to pop more, or when experimenting with colors, trying different options, or when adjusting shapes, fixing little things with Liquify. So adjustments can take your artwork from almost there to finished and polished. They help you unify colors, guide the viewer's eye, and create the atmosphere that fits your story or emotion. And that's it. 10 essential Procreate tools, each with their own role, their own perfect situations, and their own way of transforming your artwork. And the more comfortable you get with these, the more freedom you'll feel while drawing. So have fun exploring them, combining them, and making them your own. And of course, if you need a little bit more guidance with these, then go ahead and follow one of my many tutorials here at YouTube. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.